All right, I have the NC set up. Zero was on that corner, and this is one of them that I done, the first one. I'm going to grab the calipers, make sure I load the same lengths every time, because if I have that other one in the other corner and it's a shorter length, it's not gonna. So this one was a 1-inch 350. This is a 310. 310. 350. Alright. So it loads like this. Some chips in there. And what it's going to do is it's going to come and do the front profile first. But I am going to kick up the RPM a little bit. And kick it up to 5,000 RPM. Right now I'm running about 3,000. I'm going to run it at 5,000 instead. Okay. With the flood cooling. Stop. Every now and then it'll do that. It'll just all of a sudden turn the spindle off. And that only happens when I'm running flood coolant. And I'm not sure why. So let's try this again. The pump turns on a relay, so it can't be that. That relay doesn't draw that many. It's below the milliamps that originally was on there, so not sure what's going on. Next operation, they'll be set up like that. And that I'll use a 1, 2, 3 block up against it and then up against the stop. I think I could have took this all in one pass instead of This is 7075 T6 aluminum. And here's what it looks like. Not much to it. So we got two. I'm going to continue to check these before I load them, because I don't want to load a short one and then thinking it's tight and then have it throw it out. The next operation will be setting them up like this, and then they'll be drilling these holes. The 2 holes. It's the first time I've played with the NC machine since we were milling fins. Running a feed rate of about 10 inches a minute. I got my air compressor turned off so it doesn't kick in, because it makes such a racket, and plus I like a little lower air pressure when I'm blowing chips and stuff off anyway. Now, which way does it go? I think it goes this way. This one's not marked, so I'm not sure if it's that way or that way. That way. That way, because I think the burr is a little bit bigger on the, I haven't deburred these, a little bit bigger on that side than it is on this side, and that would be the drill popping through. Make sure I did this one right. It's 710 from the, so if I just lay the calipers on there, you can see it's quite a bit difference. So it's right. And this one I marked. Wrong. I may have marked it, but I marked it on the wrong side. It's a 5/32 end mill, 2 flute. It's cutting pretty nice. Get the next one lined up. Get the next one lined up. Is it a 5? Yep. And 7/10. This side right here. I keep saying I gotta go dump my chip barrel down at local metal mart, but keep putting it off. I should have went today. It's a pretty nice day. That one's a short one. That one's a shorter one. That one's a shorter one. And that one. All we got left are the shorter ones, so we'll swap these two around. I got my, I don't know if I mentioned it, but I got my material for the liners, L12 or 12L14. I also got my material for my crank, and it's going to be 4140. So when we get done with these rocker arms, I was going to work on valves. I haven't gotten that material yet. And that material I'm going to use for the valve stem, 12L14. And then for the valve head on it, I haven't picked out material yet. I'm not sure what I'm going to use for that. The head will be silver soldered onto to the stem. So, but we'll have to make all the stems. Okay, now for operation number 2. And being I'm standing them up on end, focus. I got a manual focus yet. Okay, so being I'm standing them on end, there's not a whole lot to keep it orientated. So I took and put a square block in here up against a stop and put a second stop on. And that'll help. So then I can put them in here and actually push them up against both stops. Hold it down, push it up against both stops, and I should be okay. I noticed that my clearance plane is set a little low, so I'll move that up, move my Z up, so I can clear across, because I'm going to start over here on this side, and I don't want to wing across. I ran one off camera, and where did I put it? Oh, it's here, and it winged across and scrapped one. But thank goodness I made a setup part, and that's my setup part now. So anywho, that's what I've got going, and let's give her a whirl here. I did slow the feed rates down. I just slowed the feed rates down because when it's back here going around the arc, it was throwing the machine around a little bit. Hopefully I took care of that. And it was on the finished pass that it was doing that. Oh! Stop. Did you see that? Push that part right out. Need to clamp them a little tighter. Oh, you know what? This might be, yeah, it is. I got to be careful with that. I'm doing the shorter ones. This is a longer one. And so this is an instance where the vise cantered a little bit, and that's all it takes. And it cantered a little bit, so when it was clamping, it was only clamping on this edge. It wasn't clamping on that full surface because the vise went like that. That's what I was talking about, always having something on the other side that is equal to what you're clamping way out on the edge. So I need to have a 310. Yeah, this one. I have to have a longer one, because being I have two different lengths, I need to have the longer one over there. Oops. I got chips behind it, I could feel it. Hopefully that didn't kick my stop. It shouldn't have. The stop was tightened on there pretty tight. Up against them both. Push it down. I should have felt that too, because when you do that, it feels a little spongy when you're clamping too. All right. I don't think it hurt anything. That part will still be fine. All right, here we go again. It's just kind of spooky with it way up in the air like that. in a thin part. Running 16, about 17 inches a minute here. I'll be slowing down to 6 inches a minute where it starts to do its little dance. And what it's doing is, even though I told it to go straight down with no ramp of going back and forth, it still did it. Hopefully I found the right spot and took that out. Yeah, right there it is. And I slowed it down to 6 instead of 16. Now that little short distance dance really making the machine dance. And that does that, I think, 2 or 3 times here. They're doing it again. I got my material for my valve stems. So I need to color code it so that I don't lose track of what it is. I painted it white, so I'll give it a little bit of white coating on one end. Otherwise, forget what material it was. Not really sure why it's doing the jaw or the trembling when it's going up back there. Like right here. It's like it doesn't like that radius back there. And that's a dumb move there too. Looks good though. It does have just a slight amount of flat on the back side, but it looks like what it's supposed to look like. So now all I gotta do is do 9 more of them and make sure I check each one so I get the coordinating length part back there. You know, I've always preached that, and then I go and mess up myself. I hate to blow the air real hard over here. Oh, can't do that. We'd have another disaster. I thought it felt kind of funny. Like I say, you can feel it when you're clamping. You can actually feel it. And no matter what you say, you can say, oh, my vise don't do that. It's a good vise. It doesn't have any. And all I have to say to you is bullshit. Because you have to have clearance for it to move. So it may be a lot smaller amount on a really good vise, but it's still there. Now I got to remember I should put a move in there to raise that up to like 1.5 inches. I think I will. I'll put a move in here to raise up 1.5 inches instead of, because it's going 1 inch above, I believe. Yeah, see, it's going inch, so I'm going to go inch. I'm going to go 1.5 inches. 1.5, and lock that down. All right, here we go. Now it finishes this time, it'll go up 1.5 inches. I should actually slow this down too. It's going 17 inches a minute. I don't really need to be ripping around it that fast. But it seems to be handling it all right. Unless you clamp the wrong part, or the 2 different part lengths. And I still don't know how I did that. I missed a cut on one, or when I get done here, I'm gonna go over and put the holes in for the screws in the ends. Suppose you can't see that because the camera is all blurry. I'm gonna put the holes in the ends here for the push rod and then the little valve pusher. Yesterday was such a nice day, today not so much. I know what I should do here too is change that so that it only takes that in a couple cuts instead of what, 3 or 4 cuts that I take. Well, you see, if I was doing this for money, I would be optimizing this program to where it doesn't take any air moves. You know, where it's only cutting air and not taking a full cut. You want to optimize, keep that end mill loaded with chips when you're doing it for money. I'm doing it for pleasure, just to watching it do it. Jump drive fell on the floor. I picked it up. I don't know if you heard it or not. I heard it. Fell down by my trash can. I got 3 jump drives out here. I save all these programs and models and stuff. When I get done, I'll have a full set of models and a full set of programs, and so if I ever wanted to, which I know in my lifetime I would never go back and make another one. One of these will be enough. Back when my father-in-law was alive, yeah, I sometimes wanted to make two just so I could give him one. That's better. It's a half an inch higher now. Looks just like it's supposed to. It flat on the end, way out here on the end, is so small you almost need a magnifying glass to see it. Oh, it did hit this boss though a little bit, touched it. I'm not quite sure why it would touch that. It's like the depth was a little deeper. So I don't know how much of this I want to put on the video, so I may cut away here. Because it's just gonna be the same thing over and over and over. Got a chip there. I'm trying to see if I feel any, but I don't, to where why that boss took a hit. Furnace is running and it's blowing on me and I'm getting roasted. Well, I'm going to cut away here. It's just going to do the same thing over and over and over until I get done. When I get done with these and I head over to the mill to put the two end holes in, I'll come back.